Blog Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. My name is Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
De.
Bonsoir, merci beaucoup.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
I didn't say goodbye. That's au revoir. Anyway, it's time to get this party started with the hot topics. Gosh, there's so much happening.
Go ahead and start it, Redwine. I'll let you start it tonight.
Oh, I'm up first?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about...
But we're going to switch it up.
All right. Okay, Ketel got surprises for me. All right. Okay, let's talk about which states are considering reparations as an apology for slavery, right? This is interesting. Now, 4 centuries, that's 400 years after the first American slaves landed on Virginia shores, we got state lawmakers across the country taking on the debate of how to atone for what's been called America's original sin. So this year, we've got a lot of Democratic lawmakers in various states that are coming up with resolutions or pitching bills, etc., starting with California. We got California, New York, and Vermont. Now, these are states that either outlawed slavery before the Civil War started or they never allowed it. But they have introduced legislation that would basically apologize for their state's role in slavery. They're saying that they recognize the lasting and negative impact of slavery on current generations of black people in America, and they're exploring monetary reparations. So I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So going down to Texas now, in April, the Democratic lawmakers introduced a bill urging the passage of federal reparations bill that was introduced by United States Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, who is also a Democrat. And then in September, Florida lawmakers introduced a $10 million reparation bill for the descendants of victims of a specific 1920 racial atrocity that was called the Okokie Massacre that happened in Florida. So they're talking about just $10 million to pay for that, reparations for that situation. Up in Pennsylvania, we got Representative Chris Rabb, who's announced plans to introduce a reparations bill during the current legislative session that would entitle African Americans in Pennsylvania to get some form of reparations. But first, he's organized a team of researchers to identify every state law in Pennsylvania since 1776 that had a racist impact on Pennsylvania's African American population. Now, I don't know how they're going to actually conduct this, but that's what they say they're doing before they would even, try to give anybody anything. So, basically the plan in Pennsylvania is they're looking at multiple levels of compensation, with the greatest awards going to residents who can prove that they descended from generations of black Pennsylvanians. And in order to qualify, they would have to prove that they have lived as African Americans through government records such as census records, birth certificates, and other documents like that. So there's a whole lot of you got to do this, and if you can this, and if you can prove that. But that's in Pennsylvania. So, but then in general, the United States is wrestling with this whole situation of hate crimes on the rise and the Congress people are trying to come up with ways of dealing with a lot of stuff, but this whole issue of slavery's long-term effects is ranging from things about criminal justice policy all the way to educational achievement gaps. So now they're really trying to connect the dots and see that, a lot of this stuff really does trace all the way back to slavery. So this is interesting. When there was a poll conducted, and most Americans oppose monetary reparations. So according to the poll, they're saying most Americans do not want to see reparations handled with money. A national poll that was done this summer, was a Gallup poll, found that 2/3 of adult U.S. residents opposed cash payments to black descendants of slaves, although black respondents, out of the black respondents, 73% supported the idea of some kind of cash.
Okay.
Yeah,
one,
that's not surprising. Well, I mean, that was just a Gallup poll, just to get a sense of, what are people thinking, what do they want. So,
right. So more or less, what do they want? An apology? Is that it?
I don't know what they think. For the people that are opposing monetary reparations, to me, if you're going to do something to pay or to show repentance, to me it's got to be something physical. If it's not money, then what else would it be?
Right.
Right. That 40 acres and a mule ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that's what's up with that. We'll have to see, See, it's one thing to introduce a bill. It's a whole other thing, as we all know, to get it passed through Congress.
Right, that's true. Yeah, got to go through so many different channels, it looks like. What's your opinion, Papa? What are you thinking over there?
Yeah, how do you feel about this whole thing with reparations? If the Congress can get these through, I mean, they're doing it looks like state by state, because clearly that you won't be able to do anything nationally.
I tell you, I don't think that reparation is going to take the place of anything didn't happen back then. We should have took heed to what was going on during that time frame. That way, some people can, do what they had to do and don't be concerned about it too tough. It's not a choice of being what's right or wrong. It's just make sure it doesn't happen again going forward. Especially the way that pops up out of nowhere too.
Well, now you got Democrats in about 4 different states right now introducing bills in their state. And you got a poll that's saying 2/3 of Americans said that they are against a cash reparation, but 73% of black people said they don't have a problem with the cash reparation.
To go where? I mean,
that's the question. It's like, okay, even if you prove that you have a direct descendant line to somebody who was enslaved, etc., what are you going to do with the money? I mean, well, not so much what are you going to do with it, but how do you figure a price for something like that? Lives were destroyed, families were destroyed. There was a lot of destruction from that whole slavery situation. So, I mean, really, what kind of check can you write to anybody to say, we're really sorry about that?
Yeah.
It's like, I appreciate the gesture, but what can you write? Well, how much can you put on a check to make that better?
Maybe, in the long run, maybe some type of foundations or something can be created, or, I don't know, something that says, oh, this won't happen again, but, history repeats itself. But some type of something kind of written in stone to do. What? I don't know. It's a good question. This is a broad situation. It's just something that was done, and what do you do about it? How do you change, I guess, history going forward? That's the key thing. So the next generation won't have to go through what we had to go through, or our ancestors had to go through, should I say?
Right. Well, unfortunately, it seems like slavery reincarnates itself, or gets reincarnated in different disguises, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing with the lynching too. This police brutality is modern day lynching to me. Things that are going on in different states. Exactly.
Because at some point, people have to stand up, which is what's happening now. You look at what's happening over in, is that in China, where it started with a young people's revolution, and that thing has continued since, I think, back in June. And they've just said, enough is enough. The government is just doing too much, reaching too far into people's personal lives. We're not going to take it anymore. And they're out there protesting day after day after day. So, sometimes it just takes a group of people just finally band together and say, we're not going to put up with it anymore. That's true. Like I said, I think sometimes stuff just kind of goes away under that umbrella and just comes back in a different format.
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, but I'm going to keep my eye on it, see what they come up with, because I would be curious to see how far these bills go when they finally introduce them on the floor of Congress.
That's true. Let's just see what's going to happen. But, they have to, the people that are bringing it up have to find some solutions. What do they want?
Yeah, that's true.
How they want to resolve it, So.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I'm going to kick it back over to you, Ketel.
Okay. All right. Here we go again with this college admission scheme. California parents get only 5 months in jail for the college admission scheme. Check this out. Former Napa Valley Vineyard owner, so they got some coins. Augustine Muniz was sentenced for 5 months in prison Friday for his participation in the elite college admissions bribery scheme. He only gets 5 months. That's crazy.
5 months, that's it.
Yep. The U.S. District Judge delivered her harshest sentence yet for a parent involved in the scandal. Also, handing down a $100,000 fine and 500 hours of community service. Whoopee! Oh wow. Hunas was one of dozens of wealthy parents charged earlier this year in a nationwide college admission scam for allegedly paying bribes to get their kids into elite universities, including Yale, Stanford, UCLA, and more. So as part of the bribery scheme, which was investigated under the moniker Operation Varsity Blues, wealthy parents alleged paid to falsely boost their children's exam scores or to have their children apply as student athletes, even if they had no skills in the sport. He was the only parent of the nearly dozen who have pleaded guilty so far, who had paid for both fluently boost his kids' exam scores and get her into a school as a fake athlete. Interesting.
Yeah.
He pleaded guilty in May. Admitting he paid $50,000 to cheat on his daughter's SAT exam. And he paid another $50,000 in bribes to get her into the University of California as a water polo player.
Really? Water polo?
And he was set to pay another. Yeah, but check this out. He was set to pay another $200,000 as part of the scheme, but was arrested before the deal was finished. And
so getting arrested saved him $200,000.
I guess so. And his daughter was not admitted, of course. Actor Felicity Huffman who last month became the first parent to be sentenced in the scam. She got 14 days in prison, a $30,000 fine, and 250 hours of community service. 3 other parents sentenced so far have were given 1 to 4 months in prison. I'm telling you, what are we coming to? If it was you or I, it'd be a different sentence. I'm telling you.
Girl, they would have to dig and dig some more to put us under the jail.
Yeah, this is a rich man's jail sentence. Oh boy.
So you said he got how long? He got 5 months?
5 months. Mhm. And was fined $300,000.
Okay.
I'm sorry, $100,000 and 500 hours of community service. So,
wow.
So he has to pay back what he put out. That's what he put out, $100,000. So.
Okay.
500 hours of community service. Let's see what's going to happen. I want to follow him and everybody else talking about community service, see if it's going to be done. I don't believe it. I just don't.
Yeah. They probably pay somebody to do their community service.
Who knows?
They need to have somebody out there monitoring that kind of stuff.
I hope they do. You would think they would, but who knows? Maybe they'll do it as a publicity thing. Oh, look at Felicity Huffman doing her 500 hours, trying to get her back in the graces of Hollywood, I guess.
Yeah, right. Can you see her out on the side of the highway picking up trash?
Oh, Lord. It'll be a circus out there. Because the paparazzi would tear her to pieces.
Oh, well.
So
that's what happens when you get busted.
Yeah, for that reason, they might have to keep it quiet. So, I don't know.
Huh. All right. Well, thank you for that update. All right, Poppa DD, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just listening to y'all,
He's taking it all in.
I was getting ready to say that's what he's doing, taking it all in. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll unload it all later. All right, what you got, Poppa DD?
All right, they're saying, and this is a sort of a letter of restitution, so to speak, like you guys are speaking on. This is a settlement for the victims of the Las Vegas massacre, worth up to $800 million. Now, we know how it is when that big old pot is meant for the intended people. It's usually done. It becomes after a while a straight battle over the class action lawsuit. First come, first serve. You got to get a cutoff date. Everybody pleads from a certain time has a caucus. They'll have the reason why they should get money, and it's cut from the money, and it ends up being 2,000 people applying for $700 million. Yeah, but see, $700 million was the overall amount, but it should be like, let's see, $10 million, so it could be a complete payout. But the lawyer's gonna walk away with 33 1/3%. So when they walk away, they'll be set.
They get that much?
33 1/3.
Dang.
So what are you gonna do?
I saw one of the women on one of the morning news shows saying how because of her injury, I think she lost an eye and some other stuff, and she hasn't been able to work. She doesn't have any health care insurance, so she's got all kind of medical bills. So she's counting on some kind of payout, to at least get herself, back in an even keel again, financially. Well, okay. Anything else on that?
Yeah, I kind of said the gist of it. It was a very sad day on this situation where we're speaking on money and what's being done with it. And, once they begin, it happened in the community with Denny's and things like that. I think a lot of black folks had got together on a class action lawsuit for Denny's about maybe 10, 15 years ago. And everybody signed up. Then by the time they sent all the checks out, a lot of people was getting a check for like $1.84. It was ridiculous, And they got all over the black community. And they, yeah, you get your check? Yeah, I got $1.75. I got $1.35. Oh my God. Then they got arrogant. I'm gonna get my money. I need every minute. I get it, my money. So the restitution can be kind of silly after a while, especially if you're out of sync, out of rhythm. Don't know what's really happening.
Well, I guess now people are gonna have to prove that they were injured or there or something in order to qualify. There's got to be some kind of way. I don't know if they got to have their ticket stubs to say I was at that concert or something. Because anytime something comes up, you always get people that are fraudulently claiming that they were injured by something or whatever, because they think that they're going to get some money, free money.
I'm quite sure they got to go through hoops to get the money. So
you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
that's true. They get enough money. As
they
get enough people. And the lawyer made a statement saying, well, we're going to pay it out so everybody can have some closure, blah, 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 blah. And it's already, he's got his money. His money's already deposited. You know what I mean? He's waiting till a good time to go connect with his money somewhere, so he's already in. He's in like Flynn, And
all right. What's that guy who owns that hotel? Wynn? What's his name? Steve Wynn?
Yeah, Steve Wynn.
Well, I was going to put him on the kiss it list, but
no,
I guess this really isn't about him right now.
Steve Wynn got old as hell. Somebody else is really holding it down. His name is out front, but I thought him with Trump about a year ago. He got wrinkles and a mask on his face. When he talks, he has a little box cutter,
All right. Well, let's just briefly talk about the hottest topic of the week, and that is the impeachment inquiry. It's been like a roller coaster ride. I just wanted to bring up some of the things. I made some notes about it. Let's see. Here's the latest update. We've got the House committees are now leading the impeachment inquiry, and today they've requested a long list of documents and communications from Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, regarding the Ukraine. This whole Ukraine thing has become a hornet's nest. So now here's what I found kind of funny and kind of, I don't know, I guess it's typical Trump, but he was out there talking to the media earlier today, and he said the Democrats unfortunately have enough votes to impeach him in the House, but he predicted that he would win in a trial in the Republican-led Senate. And I'm like, dude, when are you going to understand you need to stop talking? Why are you out there talking about, well, they got enough votes to impeach me? Do you want them to do this?
Yeah.
It is just the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So he's saying that the Republicans are unified, and I guess basically he feels like they'll do what I want them to do. They won't turn against me, is what I got from that. But to say the Republicans are very unified, and he insisted that he had done nothing inappropriate in that call to the Ukraine President Zelensky, and when he was talking about getting them to investigate Joe Biden and his son Hunter, he's still claiming that he didn't do anything wrong, but he stood there in front of the cameras and said, we should get China to investigate the Bidens too, and we should get, he mentioned some other country, I don't know if it was Australia, I want to say it was Australia, they should investigate him too. I'm like, dude, once again, stop talking. You're already in trouble for asking the Ukraine. Now you're standing there saying basically, hey, China, can you go ahead and get in on this too? I just don't understand. I don't understand why he doesn't stop talking unless ultimately he wants to go down like this. I don't know. Then there was a thing about text messages where some of the I'm not sure who the text messages were from. I think it was an ambassador and some other people, but there were text messages about this whole Ukrainian situation with him holding up the money that was supposed to go to help the Ukrainian country. And in the text messages, people were saying, why are we holding this money up? And when somebody said, replying back, oh, it's about some investigation, basically it's for a political campaign situation, and another person replied, well, then that's silly. Why are we doing that? I don't think that's a good thing. We shouldn't be doing that. So there was discussion about it, and now they're getting all those records. So to me, it looks like he's going down. That's what I see.
Yeah, I think he's gonna slither out of that problem.
I don't know. I just don't see how he's going to get out of this one. And then you got, let's see, what did I write? 9 Democrats that are not on board with the impeachment. I don't know who these 9 Democrats are, but these are people from, let's see, these were from some of the states that voted for Trump. So, conservative districts, yeah, it says these are holdouts from conservative districts that voted for Trump. And what's really funny is that now that Pence is being dragged into this because Trump threw him under the bus. Trump started talking all this stuff about, yeah, well, Pence was there, Mike Pence was there, he was on the calls, he knew this and that. Pence came back and said, no, I didn't know anything about any of that. I had nothing to do with that.
He said, don't do it.
Mike Pence said, I'm trying to get the big chair when they finally get you out of here, so don't throw that crap in my direction.
Yep, don't do that to me.
I thought that was really funny. He said, oh, no. So now, but this is not the first time that he's denied having knowledge about whatever crazy stuff Trump was doing. So, then there's a statement from the Chinese foreign minister who said that China will not interfere in the internal affairs of the United States. And this is after Trump was trying to get China to get involved in investigating Joe Biden. They said, no, we're not getting in the middle of that. Leave us alone. They said, we trust that the American people will be able to sort out their own problems. See, he keeps on talking about how the United States looks weak, and because of him, he's making us stronger and all this kind of stuff. But think about how weak we look to these other governments with all this stupid stuff going on.
I know. Yep. You have to tell me, I know. You are so right. Yep.
It's getting crazy out there.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad state of affairs. Yep.
It really is.
And
as much as I dislike him, I don't like to see stuff go down like this. It's embarrassing.
They're running ads. You have you seen the ads that they're running? Trump is running.
No, I haven't seen the ads yet. I hope I don't.
Good. About the things that he's done and how it's I forgot what he didn't say it's a witch hunt, but how he saying how the Democrats are against him and yada yada, and the things that he's done. He's trying to make America great again. Oh my God! I said, oh, please.
Yeah. He always calls it a witch hunt.
So I'm like, okay. But anyway.
All right. Well, that's it for Hot Topics. Let's see. Well, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the Hit It and Quit It headlines. And we're going to hit them, and we're going to quit them. When we come back on the other side on the Pajama Party Show, be right back.
You're in the right place at the right time. It's the Pajama Party. www.apajamaparty.com. Produced by DC Homegrown Entertainment. Don't just sit there yelling at the air. You've got an opinion? We want to hear it too. Dial 914-803-4306. That's 914-803-4306. Don't let us have all the fun by ourselves. We've got room for you at the Pajama Party. And remember, it's PJs only, no clothes allowed. Operators are standing by. Well, they're lounging on pillows, but they're waiting for your calls. So call us now, 914-803-4306. Now back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party. Oh, you want to throw pillows?
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One Hills, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And the great Redwine.
Well, thank you, darling, and bonsoir to you. Bonsoir, everyone. Oh, let's see. We're going to jump right into the hit it and the quit it headlines. And we're going to hit them and we're going to quit them. We're going to keep it moving. All right? All right. Let's see. I'm going to go to Poppa DD first. Let's see. What you got for us, Poppa DD?
Okay, the courtroom forgiveness from Botham Jean's brother hugged Amber Geiger, and the world took notes. Okay, I think the judge also hugged her, and it was like a kumbaya. So, you know, she kind of played it off. You know, see, this police officer knows that being a police officer, the best way to get through a case where you took someone else's life, whether it's murder or manslaughter, you have to be keen on remorse. Remorse will set you free, and she played it like a fiddle. And the family, you know, they're like, we forgive you, yada, yada, yada. Now, either they hated their brother's guts or what. I don't know what let everybody in there doing that. Then the judge, for her to be, you know, hugging on people, you know, you're supposed to just hold court. Mm-hmm. You know, when you got all into the nepotism and trying to get everybody to be happy and walk out the courtroom with all this love and happiness and everything, you know, there's a person still dead, you know, still had their whole life in front of them. You know, you snuffed them out, and all the stuff you was doing at the time, you know, you sexing and all the stuff you was doing and stuff, you know, your vicious world with your supervisor boyfriend.
Oh, you talking about Amber Geiger?
Yeah, Amber Geiger. Yeah, of course. I remember this talking about her accountability, how she had all this going on. Like they said in there, she admitted to that for you to text your so-called boyfriend or boss, you wasn't doing no CPR. You know, you stopped and you was calling him, and you probably walked around the apartment saying, "Oh, I shot the guy. He's somewhere bleeding out." So, I mean, this was an atrocity. And then she gets away with 10 years, and then everybody's in there hugging her and all this jazz. I mean, like, what? Why did we forget about there was a victim involved in this? Everybody's hollering about the Christians. I understand that. And I'm not saying people got to get violent and vicious with it, but somebody lost their life. And just because this girl's up there crying on the stand like she is, well, I wish it could have been me. Yeah, sure. Sure you do. You don't believe that for 1 minute, honey. As soon as that's over, you're not even, you know, concerned about that. And the way she came in and just started shooting, didn't ask somebody, let me see your hands, please. But let me see your hands as you pull the trigger. You know, there was no let me see your hands or explain anything. That man was dead before he can even know what was happening. And now, as vicious as it was, and as tragic as it was, you know, everybody's just kumbaya, and everybody's like, you know. So anyway, it's just a mess. And the judge, she's up there hugging too, like she's
that's what got
Mary
me.
Poppins or somebody. She's up there. You know, I mean, what were you feeling? Some black sympathy or something? You're a judge, you know. You should just judge the case and kept it moving. What about that black guy you sentenced to 20 years for like 9 ounces of marijuana? You know.
But that's what got me is when the judge came down off the bench and hugged Amber Geiger, and then she gave her a Bible and had some passage in the Bible that she was pointing out. I was like, is this woman trying to lose her job? You know, it's fine to be a person of faith, but when you're a judge, you're supposed to be impartial. So why are you hugging anybody? You know, regardless of what the case was. She needed to hit that gavel and go on out that back door.
Mhm. Well, they some group did file some kind of suit against her.
I did see something about, I think it was a group of atheists, some atheist organization or something had an issue with her giving out a Bible. Not about the hugging, but just the fact that she gave out a Bible.
Right, because you know how people say you shouldn't put religion and state, so to speak, together. They felt as if that's what she was doing, trying to push her religion on this particular young lady. But
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I'm a Christian person, but I just think there's a line drawn between church and state for a reason.
Mhm.
So
yeah, that's true.
Anyhow.
Yeah. All
right.
I think the judge did go a little far, but she could have done that later, you know, maybe behind closed doors or something like that in her chambers. But I don't know. Just, you know, would she have done that to somebody else of another, you know, color? Who knows?
Yeah, that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's see. Shall I go with this story about the Ukraine?
Might as well, man.
All right. Let's hit this one real quick. This is out of the Ukraine. Their top prosecutor said today that he would review several important cases previously handled by his predecessors, including a criminal case involving the owner of a natural gas company that employed Vice President Joe Biden, talking about his son, Hunter. So the development came amid, of course, the impeachment inquiry, where Trump keeps on saying, you need to investigate the Bidens. You need to check the Bidens. They've done all this, you know, whatever. What does he call it? I forgot what word he uses. But he's saying corruption. That's it. That they're corrupt and they did whatever. So now the Ukraine is saying they're going to look into at least, you know, Trump's allegations. And, you know, so basically people are saying, is the Ukraine basically bowing to private pressure from Trump, or are they really just doing this on their own? Because the reality is that the Ukraine is dependent upon financial support that they get from the U.S. And, you know, as we know from the conversation that Trump had on the phone, he withheld money that Congress approved because he wanted them to say, all right, we will agree to go and do this investigation on the Bidens, then will you give us the money that Congress approved? So they were kind of feeling the pressure, like, I guess we better investigate the Bidens and, you know, do what he's yapping about. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. So they're supposed to be looking into it. So we'll see. Because on that call, you know, go ahead, Cam.
No, I was just trying to figure out what was the big hoopla about it. From what I've learned, that he just worked for the company and he worked on the board, and they paid him a salary. So what does that have to do with any political stuff? That's what I want to say.
I don't know. Well, they're trying to say that when Joe Biden was vice president, Hunter went with him. I believe it was to China or to the Ukraine, went someplace overseas, and had a meeting with somebody, and not long after he got this multi-million-dollar contract or something. And he's trying to say that it was because of who he was that he got that, or that Joe Biden put pressure on that particular country's government to, you know, make this contractual agreement with Hunter Biden.
Right.
But Hunter and Joe Biden have said that the deal he ended up getting happened like several years later. It wasn't like when Trump's daughter, what's her name, Ivanka? Ivanka traveled with, I believe it was with Trump, or I don't know, but anyway, she went probably to China and came back with all these trademarks and all this stuff that she got for her company. And people accused her of using her position as the president's daughter, putting pressure on people to get what she wanted.
Right.
Now, that was not years after the fact. That was like instantaneously.
Right.
So,
well,
I'm just saying.
She just banned her whole line, so I mean.
Yeah, but that was after pressure from a lot of public comment, basically saying, how long are you going to keep on making money simply because of who you are, not necessarily because of what you're selling?
Right. And that is against the law.
It is. But clearly, that family does not care about what's against the law. But anyway, all right, I'm going to give you the mic, Ketel. What you got?
Okay. Yeah, they make their own rules. Well, Prince Harry filmed lecturing reporter on behavior of royal tour. The footage has emerged of Prince Harry scolding a TV reporter for asking a question just hours before he released an extraordinary rant about the media. Okay. The Duke of Sussex released the unprecedented statement on his personal website this week, complaining of relentless propaganda against his wife, Meghan Markle. He went on to announce the couple is launching legal action against the Mail on Sunday newspaper, which published inserts of a letter written by Meghan to her father. Just hours before the statement, Harry invited the media to a health clinic he was visiting in a remote village, Malawi, as part of the couple's African tour report, The Sun. He talked to health officials and children suffering from malaria and AIDS before being ushered to a waiting vehicle by palace officials. But Harry appeared annoyed when he was asked an unscheduled question about the visit as he was whisked away. Okay? Don't ask no questions. We didn't tell you, don't ask. So,
I know that's right.
Yeah. So
dealing with the royal family, they got protocols.
Yeah, you don't just blurtly out ask a question that's not on the agenda. Simple as that.
There you go.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that he's suing that tabloid, and I hope they win, because they were saying his brother had sued the tabloids before. Not the same one, but another tabloid, and he won, so which is good. And he said he'll give the money to charity. So. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they give the money to charity when they win those lawsuits.
They don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they clearly don't need it.
Yeah. So. Yep. So we'll keep an eye on it. See what's gonna happen. More likely he's gonna win. Because who got wind of the letter? I'm not sure. I don't know if the father gave the publication letter or what, but it was a private letter.
He probably did.
That's what I'm
thinking. Because that man has done stuff before, giving the press information and got money. I know he sold it before, so he might have done it again. That's a shame.
Yeah.
But, all right.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One host, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Woo-woo. Bonsoir. And it's time for What's Poppin'.
Okay, está Ima.
Oh, boy. All right. It's time for What's Poppin' with Poppa DD. I know you got some wisdom you're going to drop on us.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, a lot going on in the news today. I mean, between, your boy 45.
Oh, gosh. That job.
I tell you, now's a good time. I like to put a plug out for my man. Now's a good time for anybody to pull up. You can go on YouTube Music and pull up Gil Scott Heron and listen to a song called H2O Watergate Blues. All right, H2O as in water, and G-A-T-E and gate, and we're gonna go and talk about the Watergate Blues. That's Gil Scott Heron for like 30, 40 years ago. 45 years ago, he did this song. And he talked about Watergate Blues, on how Nixon was impeached behind it and everything. And he talked about the lawyers and all this. You know, he was one of the best spoken word people on the planet. And like I said, if you got nothing else to do, you know, pull that down and save it to your phone so you can reference it and listen to it every now and then. It's called the H2O Watergate Blues. He talks about Halterman, Ehrlichman, Mitchell, and Dean. It follows a pattern, if you dig what I mean. Those are the lawyers for Nixon back in the day, and he just raps about everything that was going on leading up to the impeachment of that tricky dick, Richard Nixon. So history's repeating itself. You know, Trump is running out of line. He's running out of lies. He's backing himself in the corner. You know, you always hear people say, tell the truth, and you don't have to really remember to lie. He's just been lying profusively and threatening people and talking like a fool and doing. But the thing that gets me is not really so much Trump. It's his followers, man. They follow him through thick and thin, which means it's just as crazy as his ass. And it's so hard to believe that we were living with those people amongst us. And, you know, it's scary. It's so damn scary that there's people walking around just praising Trump. I mean, congressmen, senators, they all just love him. Well, I don't see why he's a great man, he's a great man. Well, you know, they all believe the theory of the white man, basically, and not to say that rudely or belligerently, is that the white man feels like the one with the most poise wins. That's their makeup. You know, if you divorced somebody and they, you know, somebody got the best of divorce and whoever got the best of it, and they disrespect the person that won everything, and they're so ignorant that as long as you got a fat bank account, you know, they're happy. Doesn't matter at all with what's going on with things, and they're proving it every day. And he just sent the farmers money so they can, you know, get involved, and it's scary. Because the people, the constituents that he has, especially the older ones, will be deep in their 60s here by the next election, and he knows that. You know, he's been properly prepared himself all the way around. So this is going to be very interesting over the past few months. You know, to look at 45 relive some of the madness that he created himself, and I don't know, it's just going to be very crazy. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to move on here, but definitely, if you can, pull up Gil Scott Heron, H2O Watergate Blues.
All right. We're going to have to look for that thing. Thank you, Poppa DD.
Mm-hmm.
H2O Watergate Blues.
H2O.
That'll work. We'll definitely have to look for that. Well, since you got the mic, we're going to shift over to the weird news. So, you want to go ahead and give us what you got?
Let's see. Me, I'm going to double out.
Yep, double out.
All right. So what about?
You got the mic.
That's an interesting way to tell somebody going to be overworked.
Oh my goodness!
You got the mic. Go ahead, big dog.
Overworked now for real.
You got the mic, big dog. Gonna do your thing.
Okay, you want me to go ahead? Because I can tell you about Kiss. Want me to tell you about Kiss? I got this story about Kiss playing underwater.
Yeah, go ahead, because I can't find my story nowhere.
Okay. All right. In the weird news, you know that band Kiss, right? The ones that wear all that white makeup and the guy with the long tongue? That group.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons, yeah.
Okay, this is out of Atlantic City, having played nearly every corner of the earth in nearly 50 years of their career. The rock band Kiss is taking their show to a new place, under the sea. where they will perform for great white sharks and 8 fans. What? Wait a minute. Great white sharks and 8 fans separated from them by a small submarine. Okay. As part of a promotion by Airbnb, the fans and KISS will travel November 18th in separate boats off the coast of southern Australia. KISS will stay above board on one vessel, and the fans will be lowered beneath the surface of the water from a second boat into a viewing submarine in an area that's known for shark activity. What in the world? So this is going to be a first-come, first-served. Tickets are selling at $50, which is half the price of what KISS tickets usually go for at Madison Square Gardens in the nosebleed section. Proceeds are going to charity, and the company said that reservations can be made starting at 6 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time on Airbnb.com/KISS, starting on October 14th. So this event is taking place in the Indian Ocean off of Port Lincoln in South Australia. KISS will be in full makeup and costumes for the performance, which will be at least 4 songs. And this is part of Airbnb's Animal Experience, which is designed to have people entertain animals instead of the other way around.
Oh,
this is so weird. This is so weird. So these people, these 8 people are going to be in a submarine underwater listening to KISS, who will be above the water. So I guess while they're jamming the KISS, the sharks will be circling around looking at them going like, what the hell? That's so weird.
You said only 8 people?
8 people. Because I guess you can't fit so many in the sub. It goes on to say that underwater concerts are not new. Underwater Music Festival has been held for the past 35 years in the Florida Keys. Who knew?
Who knew? I guess that's why Floridians are special, I guess. I don't know. What is the deal?
Oh, yeah. They're very special.
Crazy. Well, I got a crazy one here. I'm quite sure everybody has seen it already. Woman climbs over fence at Bronx Zoo in the lion exhibit. She must have been on something. This is in New York City. Zoo officials say a woman reportedly climbed over a safety barrier. Listen what I'm saying, over a safety barrier at the lion exhibit at the New York City Zoo. The Bronx Zoo says in a statement that staff received a report that an individual climbed over the visitor barrier at the African lion exhibit on Saturday. The woman is seen in a social media video waving to the lion from across a moat that separates the animals from the visitors. Another video shows a woman climbing over the wooden safety barrier before stopping at the edge of the moat. The zoo says this was a serious violation and unlawful trespass. The Bronx Zoo says they have a zero-tolerance policy on trespass and violation of barriers. So I guess they're going to find a woman or something. I don't know. But that just doesn't make any sense. The lion was looking at her like, are you crazy? Are you in here? I can eat you. Like,
well, what blew my mind is that it was a black woman.
I know. I'm like,
yeah.
She must have been on something.
I don't know. Black people don't usually mess with wild animals like that.
Yeah, but she, because reporters were talking, saying that she had to be on something for her to be in here, and the lion was like, "Okay, are you serious? You are really in here?" But the lion didn't know what to do. It was crazy.
I think that lion was looking at her like, "You trying to set me up? Because if I go for you, they're gonna shoot me and put me down. So I don't know if you're trying to set me up, or is this really lunch, or what's going on?"
I know.
It was crazy.
Yeah. And thank God that, look, the lion, was slow to react because he didn't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sat there looking at her like saying, he's cleaning his teeth. I just got done eating lunch.
Yeah.
I don't want to appear greedy.
And he probably said, why they going to send me some dark meat? They going to bring some dark meat up in here for real?
They know I'm a breast and wing guy.
Oh,
that's very possible.
Yeah.
All right.
That's crazy.
My story is this is a very tasteful story. This is over in Ecuador, over in the those hot countries. They have what's called a guinea pig ice cream.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Now, guinea pig is a little thing that goes. A little thing that goes around the little circular toy inside the cage. If you look in the cage, he's running back and forth. He loves it. You see, what's the guinea pig? He's running around in a circle. Okay. Anyway, so the rodents are traditional hot dish in some Latin American countries, including Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia. In Ecuador, people typically cook guinea pigs with salt and serve them with potatoes and peanut sauce. Okay? But one vendor has taken things to another gastronomic level, serving guinea pig as a cold dessert.
Yeah.
Now, these are guinea pigs. I guess once you shave the hair off them, it must look like a piece of breast meat.
But why would you even think to do that?
Well, they're over there. Some people like ice cream from the Kai, as the animal is locally known.
Okay.
So the owner of Maria del Carmel Puati, she operates a small, it's considered a two-table and open area lined with dentists, clinics, and other business people that go there to eat. And even so, demanding is growing. Every week, the entrepreneur prepares 150 servings at $1 for a cone of guinea pig ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
So it's very successful, and they're doing well with it. Okay. She also makes 40 servings of ice cream flavored with beetles, also traditional eating as a salty snack, and a smaller amount of mushroom ice cream as well.
Beetles?
Okay.
That's just gross. Okay. And this is where? In Ecuador?
Yeah, but this is how she all got started. She was an out-of-work single mother. She had 3 children in tow, and she began attending free training courses for entrepreneurism. All right. She was challenged to do something innovative, and after 6 months of testing, she started selling her range of ice cream at the beginning of September. All right.
Go on, girl. The
management program, she graduated high in her class, and now, as we read earlier, she's serving all kind of guinea pig and muskrat and you name it, Beetlejuice.
Oh my goodness.
And I tell you, it's amazing. I mean,
I can't imagine what that tastes like.
But how can you serve this and eat that, and then you kind of sneak around and you come to America casually, and now you go to a store and you're trying to figure out, where's the crap? You're eating all this other stuff that America deems healthy or normal, and you're looking at this saying, wow, what is this crap?
So if she were to go to a Baskin and Robbins, she'd be looking around like, where's the muskrat?
Yeah,
where's the beetle and the cicadas and the cockroaches and whatever kind of ice cream? And they would probably think, oh, are we being punked or something? We don't have that kind of stuff in here.
Right.
We're a respectable ice cream joint.
She would say, why is the exterminator working and people like that coming and taking your supply?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you just made my stomach hurt. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, that's the weird news for tonight. And it's weird, as always. Whew. Good gracious. I mean, really. What is it, guinea pig? Guinea pig ice cream. I have heard everything now.
I thought it was just like the ice cream was in the shape of a guinea pig. I didn't realize that it was the actual animal. But okay.
No. It's showing up guinea pigs grounded up in that ice cream.
That's nice.
Like they're cute little furry things. Why would you think I'm going to make ice cream out of that? That's just bizarre.
That's not good. They look, they good as pets, but anyway.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Woo, I'm jamming in Chaka Khan.
Yeah, that was sampled off a song called The Bus Stop.
That's why it sounds familiar. It's called Like
Bus
Sugar,
Stop.
but it does remind me of Bus
Are you ready? Well, that's their bass line.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm right. Well, you know, I'm always right.
No, let's not go that far. All right. We're going to move into another phase and go to I'm Just Saying with Redwine. Who's Redwine? Oh, that's me. All right, let's get into it. So tonight I want to talk about why isn't there an age limit? Okay. First of all, I just want to say I'm glad that Senator Bernie Sanders is recovering and doing well. But his campaign released information today saying that what had actually happened was Senator Sanders had a heart attack. Now, at first, they said, oh, he was having some chest pains and it was something that blocked the artery, whatever. Well, now the truth has come out, and his campaign said it. He actually had a heart attack. Okay? Now, I know people can have heart attacks at any age, so it's not about age, but campaigning for President of the United States is a physically and emotionally draining undertaking. I'm just saying, why isn't there an age limit of who can run for president? They got a minimum age, but yet there's no maximum age. What's up with that? Now, Senator Sanders is 78 years old. Senator Warren is 70, and Vice President Biden is 76. Trump is 73. But Trump is already acting like he's got some mental challenges going on, so that kind of proves my point. But I'm not saying that people shouldn't move forward with their life or whatever they want to do as they get older. It doesn't matter your age. But what I am saying is that when it comes to being the President of the United States, I really do think that there should be a maximum age set. To run for president, you have to be a natural-born citizen or resident of the United States. You have to have lived in the United States for at least 14 years, and you have to be a minimum of 35 years old. Now, I think they need to add another restriction and set an age limit on how old you can be, maximum. I don't know what that age should be, but when you start kissing 80, I'm getting concerned. Now, this presidential race sent Senator Sanders to the hospital suffering from a heart attack. If he wins and something happens to him, God forbid, his vice president will be in charge. We don't even know who that might be. But should we be concerned? I know I am. I look at Mike Pence, and I'm not quite sure if he's better or a worse option than the current White House president. But what I'm saying is that why isn't there an age limit or age maximum on who can run? If Senator Sanders wins, he would be starting his presidency at 80 years old. Come on, y'all. 80? Seriously? That just sounds risky to me. That means that he would be 84 at the end of his term. That's just frightening when you think about it. And I'm not saying, by any means or discriminating based on age. I'm just keeping it real. As we get older, we are sometimes not as quick on the draw when it comes to reaction times or clarity of thinking. We won't even talk about the struggle to remember stuff. As you get older, it can be a challenge. But some people do better than others, and that's true. But it is an inevitability that comes along with aging. You know, things just start to become more and more difficult. You get health issues, mental, capability issues, whatever. I mean, that's just part of life. I just think we need to take that into consideration when you consider who is running for president of the United States. Come on. I'm not hating on older people because one day I'll be one of them. However, I'm just saying, this is Redwine, and I just think it should be a maximum age of who can run for president. That's just how I feel. That's all I got. I'm done.
There you go.
I'm just saying. They have Bernie starting at 80 years old as president, finishing at 84. Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
That's, and I'm not saying that a person should be like 30-something, but 80 is a stretch. That's all I'm saying.
And everything involved, long they've been out there.
I mean, it's just a lot, But anyway.
Well, maybe this health scare that happened with Bernie, maybe that's going to open his eyes. Maybe he'll, go ahead and decide to,
Child, I hate to burst your bubble, but he's already put out a tweet talking about, I'm just glad that I have health insurance, and this is why I'm pushing in my campaign for Medicare for all. He is not giving up on anything. He's still going strong. They're still raising money, doing their thing. But anyway, all right. I'm going to pass the mic to you, Poppa DD. Living for the city. What you got for us?
Well, like I said earlier with Gil Scott Heron, H2O Watergate Blues, get up on that. Please get up on that. I mean, it's just history repeating itself. And it's going to come along. Just be prepared for it. And they also say the revolution will not be televised. Where he talks about, don't think you're going to sit back and watch this on TV and all that, because if something really is serious, and Trump made mention to it, saying he don't get reelected, it's going to be a civil war. Saying that who's going to be fighting who now? And whose side you going to be on? Saying it's going to be a civil war. When you're quick to tell somebody else that they're un-American, but you're promoting the fact that if people don't vote for you, there's going to be an all-out brawl. So that's anticipated violence. And why would you say anything like that? So, we just got some difficult days ahead. I think everybody should go with awareness. And did you find that cut you're talking about? Maybe you can play a little.
Oh, I'm trying to locate it for you now.
Redwine, when she was younger, she was so fast in finding all the paperwork we needed and hooking us up and everything. Now we, now she wears thick glasses like a librarian.
Don't even try it.
It's only an hour show, so you got it?
Yeah, I got it for you.
Okay.
Say what it is. Like there are 6 cardinal colors, and colors have always come to signify more than simply that particular shade, like redneck or got the blues. That's where you apply colors to something else, to come up with what it is you're trying to say. So there are 6 cardinal colors: yellow, red, orange, green, blue, and purple. And there are 3,000 shades. And if you take these 3,000 shades and divide them by 6, you'll come up with 500. Meaning there are at least 500 shades of the blues. For example, there's the I ain't got me no money blues. There is the I ain't got me no woman blues. There's the I ain't got me no money and I ain't got me no woman, which is the double blues. And for years it was thought thought that black people was the only one who could get the blues. So the blues hadn't come into no international type of fame.
Had a corner on the
But lately we done had Frank Rizzo with the lie detector blues. We done had the United States government talking about the energy crisis blues. And we're going to dedicate this next poem here to Spearhead X. The ex-second in command in terms of this country.
Got the blues.
And the poem is called H2O GATE Blues. And if H2O is still water and GATE is still gate, what we getting ready to deal on is the Watergate Blues. Let me see if I can dial this number right quick. Click. Click. I'm sorry. The government you have elected is inoperative. Click. Inoperative. Just how blind will America be? The world is on the edge of its seat, defeat on the horizon. Very surprising that we all could see the plot and still could not. Let me do that part again. Just how blind will America be? The world is on the edge of its seat, defeat on the horizon. Very surprising that we all could see the plot and claimed that we could not. Just how blind, America? Just as Vietnam exploded in the rice, snap, crackle, and pop could not stop people determined to be free. Just how blind will America be? The shock of a Vietnam defeat sent Republican donkeys scurrying down on Wall Street. And when the roll was called, it was Pepsi Cola and Phillips 66, Boeing, Dow, and Lockheed. Ask them what they're fighting for, and they'll never mention the economics of war. Ecological warfare, above all else, destroy the land. If we can't break the Asian will, we'll bomb the dikes and starve the man. America, the international Jekyll and Hyde, the land of 1,000 disguises, sneaks up on you but rarely surprises. Plundering the Asian countryside in the name of Fu Manchu. Afraid of shoeless.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the H2O Watergate Blues. That's the beginning part, and he starts to talk about Vietnam and everything, and then he gets into Tricky Dick Nixon, where he goes in hard on his whole impeachment. So, and this is Gil Scott-Heron at his prime. This is the true speaker of the spoken word. I mean, this brother's talking loud and clear. He reminds you so much. Anybody in modern day listening, when you listen to rappers and people rapping, and you can barely understand them. But then you get Will Smith came out with the song Summertime, which freaked all the rappers out because they were rapping and talking all fast and you couldn't understand them. Then Will Smith came out with a couple songs that freaked everybody out, and he was winning Grammys big time because people could actually understand what he was saying. And Gil Scott-Heron has that same talent where he can speak loud and clear and draw you in and allow you to listen. So, like I said, it's called H2O Watergate Blues, and toward the end of that particular song, it gets that particular spoken word piece. It just gets heavy all about it, and all you gotta do is take Richard Nixon out and put Donald Trump's name and flavor in there, and you will see that it still works. And this Watergate thing happened back in the 70s. I mean, what was it? 73, 72. This is early. 72 is early. I mean, I don't care what you're comparing things to. 1972 was so early, it's not even funny,
All right. Well, I hope everybody goes and look that up. You can find it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But check that out and really listen to it, because Gil Scott-Heron was a deep brother.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry he's no longer on this earth, but that brother was deep.
He's famous for his song In the Bottle.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of his main
And the revolution
songs.
will not be televised.
Mm-hmm. See that black boy over there running scared. His old man got a problem, and it's a bad one. Anyway.
All right.
So I'm going to close out on that.
All right. Well, thank you, Poppa DD. Have some wisdom for us. We're going to definitely look that up. Hey, we're going to check it out.
Ketel.
And me.
And Redwine.
Squad, darling. Oh, there she is.
Are you there, Ketel?
Everybody all right over there?
Yeah, we about to put your picture on the side of the milk carton because we couldn't find you.
Don't even try it. Y'all were gone for a minute.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
All right, we're going to get into this. I'm quite sure everybody has heard about the Robert De Niro. He accused of gender discrimination by ex-employees.
Oh, my goodness.
Always something.
You talking to me?
Actor Robert De Niro has been accused of gender discrimination and forcing an abusive work environment for a woman in a $12 million lawsuit he filed. De Niro's company filed a $6 million lawsuit against her, accusing her of embezzling money and binge watching Netflix while on the job. That suit went viral, and it claims that Robinson spent a 4-day period in January watching 55 episodes of Friends. Oh, please, really?
Oh, my goodness.
The latest round of exposure claims hit by De Niro is appearing in 2 major films, which is The Joker is coming out, and The Irishman, the gangster epic about an Oscar frontrunner. De Niro's company. He produced both of these films. It goes on to say, in her suit, Robinson says that she was underpaid compared to male colleagues and given female duties like housework. Really?
Okay.
And he's lashing back, and De Niro's suit accused Robinson of charging thousands of dollars of personal expenses, including travel and meals at high-end restaurants on a company credit card. The suit also claims that Robinson had misappropriated $125,000 worth of frequent flyer miles. And according to the suit, she was making $300,000 a year at the time that she left the company. She left the company in 2012. And all of this is just coming out. And they had some type of recording that he was, he had called and cussed her out and said, "You're not answering my calls." And I mean, it seemed like it was a movie, actually. Like he was in a movie. He was on a rant. But I guess we're going to see. I'm quite sure he's probably going to end up settling out of court on this situation and just letting her go ahead about her business. So we'll
okay.
See. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Deadpool. I don't care for the movies, but Deadpool 2, the producers, a safety violation contributed to a stunt woman, Joe Harrison's death. Another stunt woman died. It was another film that I covered last week that another woman was injured. But anyway, numerous safety regulations violations contributed to the death of a stunt woman on the set of Deadpool 2. Her name was Joy Harris, who was performing her first ever film stunt, was killed in Vancouver in August of 2017.
Oh, wow.
After being ejected from the motorbike, she was riding and smashing through the window of a building. The investigation, they saw that it was a breach of numerous safety regulations, notably instructing the stunt performer not to wear safety headgear while operating the motorcycle. This was on set. Harris, she was 40, was described by friends as a pioneer motorcycle racer who served as an inspiration to African-American women pursuing the sport.
This was a black stunt woman?
Mm-hmm. The report said Harris' motor became airborne after riding down 2 ramps, leaving her clinging on to the handlebars. The motorbike then crashed into a central reservation and ejected Harris from the bike, sending her through a window. 20 Century Fox reached out. They did an out-of-court settlement with the Harris family in April, but it says, however, the film studio said it refuted some of the claims made in the report. So they don't agree with everything that was in that report. So, but the family has already got a settlement for that. So
I didn't realize that was a black stunt woman.
Yeah, I didn't either until I read the whole article. That was interesting. But they said that she had done stunts on motorcycles all the time. I mean, but she was a motorcycle enthusiast and she rode motorcycles all the time. But I think this was her first time doing a stunt, with the motorcycle, so I'm not sure. I guess it just sounds like a lot of safety precautions weren't in place. So.
Okay.
Also, a movie to check out. Dolomite is My Name. Eddie Murphy portrays real-life legend Rudy Ray Moore, a comedy and rap pioneer who proved naysayers wrong when his hilarious, obscene kung fu fighting alter ego, Dolomite, became a 1970s phenomenon. You got people in here like, this is going to be off the thing, Wesley Snipes, Keenan Michael Key, Chris Rock, Snoop Dogg, and Craig Robinson and Mike Epps. That's among the few people that are in that particular movie. But this is a remake.
So they're doing it. You said this was the life of Dolomite?
Yeah. That's Dolomite is My Name. That's the name of the movie, and it portrays the real life of Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah, that was that stuff that my parents wouldn't let me listen to.
Yeah, this is a remake of 1975 movie Dolomite. It came out. Mm-hmm. So it should be
what
nice.
What you know about Dolomite, Poppa DD?
Dolomite is Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
Shine, shine, please save me. I give you all the coochie your eyes can see.
Well, they getting ready to do a movie with Eddie Murphy and some other folks.
Well, yeah.
On
let me finish the joke here.
Okay.
The boat was sinking, and Sean had jumped off with a lifeboat, and he's in the water, about to go to shore. So the white woman leans over, and she's on the sinking boat, and she screams out. And this is Rudy Ray Moore's one of his writings.
Mm-hmm.
She screams out down to the lifeboat to Sean. Sean, Sean, please save me. I give you all the P word that your eyes can see. And she screamed out again. Sean, Sean, please save me. I give you all the P word your eyes can see. Sean, you're back. You know what, lady? Your P word may be good and your P word may be fine. But first I gotta save this black ass of mine.
All righty.
That's Rudy Ray Moore.
Okay.
Rudy Ray Moore.
All right, carry on, Ketel.
Rudy Ray Moore was a classic.
I said that was that stuff my parents.
All his albums had naked women on front of it. He was just a down, dirty, slutty, you name it, coochie. Nasty, okay? Him and Moms Mabley and all them, and they were just like talking trash, man. I mean, they were like.
I would be curious.
That was the underbelly. And Red Fox was with them, too.
Oh, yeah, he was another nasty one.
He would say a bunch of jokes in order. He would do rows like 5 in a row. But anyway, I didn't mean to jump into y'all stuff there, but I was raised, with some older people in the family.
Tell us more about Rudy Ray Moore. That's good.
Oh yeah, Rudy, you're gonna enjoy that. If that goes uncut, I think that's gonna be, what's the next one after R? NC-17 or something, or?
I think so.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. It ain't gonna be R. It's gonna be worse than that.
It's rated R.
Is it R?
Oh,
all right. Well, it's gonna be a big R.
It's almost 2 hours long. I mean, with Eddie Murphy.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
It got to.
They probably did everything they could do to keep it from being X-rated.
I'm quite sure.
Yeah, you gotta hear it. You get the time, you pull up on YouTube.
The characters that are in there, I mean, that's gonna be an awesome movie. And so we'll see.
Yeah, see, Eddie Murphy's reaching back into the dark. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
One last note about Dawn Carroll. Unfortunately, we lost Dawn Carroll today. She was 84. Her daughter said she passed away. She'd been battling cancer for a long time, and she died at her home in L.A. Everybody knows her from Julia, Dynasty. She's been on the stage, Porgy and Bess. You name it, she's done it, and she will be truly be missed. Yeah.
She was beautiful.
She was 84 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another great one. On.
True icon. I mean.
Yeah.
Yep. She was a pioneer. I mean, yeah. Yep, Julia.
All
She
right.
wrote it. That was my show there. Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna put our
And
lighters up
Claudine.
for her. Oh yeah,
And that
Claudine.
that starred
Yeah.
early James Earl Jones. Is that his name, James Earl Jones?
Yeah, James Earl
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
All right, Ketel. Well, thank you for that Hollywood report.
Classic movie.
Give us an update on what's going on in entertainment. We do appreciate it.
You know, that movie Claudine. You know the coolest thing about that movie is when the public assistance man came in to check the house. She would turn her nice tables back into an ironing board and flip everything around in there, and then open the door, and the man would see a regular common apartment.
Yeah, they had to hide all the stuff.
He had to hide.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones had to hide in the closet, and oh man,
yeah, they were hiding the toaster ovens and all that kind of stuff.
They had to put everything away because she was collecting public assistance, and she had to look like she was poor. Oh, that movie's classic.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
And James Earl Jones was skinny.
Yeah, he was.
He was skinny. Anyway, let me shut up.
All right. Well, let's move on to the cocktail of the week. What you got for us, Ketel?
Between the Sheets.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Is a classic cocktail with real style. It's thought to have been created in the 1920s at Harry's New York bar in Paris.
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
This is a hot shot for great cocktails like the French 75 and the Monkey Gland. It's brandy-based, brandy and rum combination is a very nice mix. It's one that we see often in classics such as the Boston Sidecar and Embassy Cocktail. So the ingredients are 1 ounce of brandy, 1 ounce of light rum, 1 ounce of triple sec, a half an ounce of lemon juice, and garnished lemon twist. So we pour the ingredients into a cocktail shaker with ice, shake well, strain into a chilled cocktail glass, and garnish with the lemon twist. And that is Between the Sheets.
All right. And I will say it's tasty. Very tasty. So we'll make sure we get that up on the Red site. You can get that recipe if you want to check it out. Make it for yourself. I'm telling you, you're going to like this one. All right, Poppa DD, over to you. Can you tell us about the world-famous, infamous Kiss It list?
Yeah, that's the joint. That's the joint that we're going to hang people high like a picture on the wall.
Okay, now.
Show their butt and, want to honor them and everything else. We can start off with the town of Ecuador for some of that.
Yes.
Those
guinea pig ice cream.
Guinea pig ice cream. Lord have mercy, what the hell were they thinking?
Lord help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, put them on the top of the Kiss It list.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'd like to add the judge in that Botham Jean case, out there hugging folks.
Girl, give me a look, and when you get to jail, girl, we're going to take care of you.
You giving out
Don't even worry
Bibles
about
and
it.
stuff.
I talked to corrections office already.
Sister,
and I tell you what, we might even sneak you out a few nights a week and let you go home, girl. Because we just love
I just want to ask her, did you forget your job, your role?
Yeah, well, you're
the judge.
We're passive people.
You're not in there as a missionary. What are you doing? Also, I want to put Mike Pence, Vice President.
Frozen hair.
Mike Pence is denying he has any knowledge of anything that Trump is doing. And I'm like, but you're the vice. You're the vice president. So whatever happens, if he goes down, you're supposed to step in. How you have no knowledge of anything? There's a dead cat on the line, as my aunt used to say. I think it's a dead cat on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I said Trump already. I'm going to add that Ukraine ambassador or whatever he is who quit and said, get me out of here.
He's the envoy.
Yeah, the envoy. When the stuff hit the fan, Brother Man put his finger up like they do in church when you leave early. He put his finger up and said, I'm out.
He said, keep my last check.
He said, I'm out.
I only want my last check.
Also, I got another one. We didn't talk about this story tonight, but there was a judge, again in Florida, where all the weird stuff happens. A judge in Florida, down there around West Palm Beach area, sentenced a 21-year-old black man to, let me get it right, 1 year probation, 10 days in jail, and 150 hours of community service because he overslept and missed his jury duty. Now, this is a young brother who does all this stuff in the community. He ain't out here just loafing. He does community, different projects and services and all of that, and it's documented. So instead of the judge looking at his contributions to the community, she said, oh, you got a notice for jury duty. You ain't show up. I don't care that you overslept because you're doing stuff for your family and helping your grandfather that can't walk and helping the kids at the community center and all that other stuff you're doing. I don't care. You're going to jail 10 days and all this community service, and you get a year of probation. What kind of crap is that? So I couldn't get the name of the judge, but you know who you are. You're on the kiss it list. Who else? You mentioned something about the, what was it, the NBA or NFL? Who was it you were telling me, Poppa DD? One of the people with the, in charge of the commissioner of
commissioner.
Was it the NBA or the NFL?
Yeah, commissioner NBA. He's all pissed off because he said this year is the first year that a lot of players are playing with who they want to play with, as opposed to letting the draft, the NBA draft, take care of itself and put teams together. He calls naturally. The fact that LeBron picked up Anthony Davis, and over at Houston they have the bearded guy. He's with Westbrook, and over in Brooklyn, Kevin Garnett is hooked up with Kyrie Irving. Mm-hmm. And all these beautiful black brothers that are good teamed up with each other. They called us and said, look, man, you know, I'm up for free agency.
Yeah.
Why don't we go here? And they all went
They're
together.
like, look, I'll go if you go. You want to go? All right, let's go together.
And the last one, the guy that won for the Toronto Raptors, what's his name? Leonard.
I don't know.
Leonard, the one that won for the Toronto Raptors. He hooked up with Paul George, and they're playing for the Clippers now. So
this guy has a problem with brothers getting together, trying to make better decisions.
Commissioner's saying in so many words, if you take away all his professionalism, he's saying, you Negro slaves need to wait until the slave owner drafts y'all instead of you getting together and drafting yourself. It's designed for y'all to lay there butt naked, stand up butt naked, and we look at your booty and
let
cry,
us sell you.
And
Don't
let us
sell
you.
yourself.
Don't sell yourself.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like he was saying in so many words.
That's what it sounds like.
Anyway.
Oh, and I've got one more. That sister that jumped into that lion enclosure, I'm putting her on the kiss list.
Yeah.
And and that other lady making guinea pig ice cream, you're on the kiss it list.
Mm-hmm. And the lion. Next time, eat that ass.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else, Ketel?
Nope. Y'all covered everybody.
All right. Well, we have a prize that we give everybody on the kissing list, and here it is.
My entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass.
Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to the Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD, here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir for the last time tonight, darling.
All right. Trey
Woo.
Baby. Wow, wow.
Yes, indeed. And I just had one more late entry for the Kiss It list.
Uh-oh, here we go.
For all the young people who think that Beyonce originally recorded Frankie Beverly's song, let's start with that one. You know, it just blows my mind when you go in a store and they hear the original Frankie Beverly Before I Let Go, and they go, oh, somebody recorded Beyonce's song. And you're like, somebody? That's the original. Beyonce re-recorded it. But I'm just saying to all of you don't know who originally did songs, you're on the Kiss It list. All right, last word. Over to you, Poppa DD.
I know you go first.
Oh, me? Okay, I'll go. My last word is, I go back to what I said, and I'm just saying, I really do think that the United States needs to consider a maximum age for who can run for president. Just because, you know, things happen as you get up in age. When you get around 70, 80, there's a lot of things going on that could be going on. Do we really want someone who may have a diminished capacity being in charge of the country? I don't think that's a good idea. I'm just keeping it real. So that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Los Angeles, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, D.C., of course, D.C. homegrown, etc. That's my last word. Over to you, Poppa DD.
Okay. My last word is this here.
What's that?
I'm going to pull this up real quick like you talked about earlier. Okay. We're speaking on Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
This song here was done in 1972. This is called Are You My Woman by the Shy-Lights. Okay, I'm going to play this real quick.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, kill that for a second.
Okay.
Are You My Woman by the Shy-Lights, and this is it. 1972.
That's Beyonce.
All right. That's 1972. Shy-Lights, Are You My Woman? Do you recognize that particular bass line?
Mm-hmm. That's Beyonce's
This song came out in 1972.
Okay, now.
And Beyonce that's one of her biggest selling songs.
Got me looking so crazy right now.
Got me looking so crazy right now.
Yeah.
And there's not a young person that loves that song and brought 9,000 copies of it that would know that came from the Shy-Lights bass line in 1970. And they didn't even change it. They didn't change it. Sounds
they took the same
trumpet section and went for it. Okay?
Hey.
Anyway, go put that in your hat.
All right.
They're laying us to rest. Tell you, old school people being laid to rest. You know, go ahead, Ketel. Didn't mean to stop you from your last word. But,
no, you good. You good. You just had to bring up your point. My last word is the hug with the brother that hugged the woman that's going to jail for 10 years. I just think people shouldn't read too much into what happened. And as far as the judge, she just thought that was a humane thing to do. I mean, she saw humility and a human being feeling the way he did, and I guess she felt some kind of way herself. So she just reflected on that and went from that. We don't see enough of that, and that's the problem. I think people are just reading too much into what's going on, and I hate to say everything shouldn't be black and white. It is most of the time, but let's just look beyond that and just look at the humanity of these two people and go from there. That's my last word.
All right.
But I do want to say one thing, though, that I didn't like out of the whole case is that after after all the hugging and everything, when she walked out with the police or whatever, she was free-handed, not handcuffed like anybody else has just sentenced. And she was joking and laughing and waving at everybody as she walked to the court, walked around in the courtroom, no handcuffs on, with freedom, which goes to show she's going to take that same relaxation to that prison cell. You know what I mean? So you done something foolishly wrong, whether you sold drugs or whether you did anything else. You went in someone else's apartment who was relaxing on their sofa, eating ice cream, watching TV, and their life was ended. Now, they can kumbaya all they want with the family and feel like they want to, if they feel better by forgiving her or whatever. But first of all, this woman now at this point, knowing she made a lousy mistake and sexing with her boss at the same time, this girl not only shot somebody under her own fault, but in the meantime, she's pulling up vaginas and penises and everything else on the phone in the midst of, so you weren't even paying attention to your own life, let alone doing something reckless. And I'm not saying that in an aggressive way. I'm just saying that she made a horrible mistake that cost somebody's life. And we got people in jail for marijuana from the 80s that are still in jail for selling marijuana. So we cannot.
Now legal in most places.
You're right, and we cannot take that too lightly. We're very passive people and we're very forgiving, but don't forget that this girl made a mistake and took somebody's life. And if it was somebody's brother or sister or uncle or nephew or cousin or father, they would better understand it. So I don't have no sympathy for her at all. And I'm not saying that in a cruel way, but I'm saying that she had too much freedom. She cried like a baby because the biggest way you get over and get off with something is to show remorse. And she won an Oscar for that, showing remorse. So in any event, when it's all said and done, that beautiful black man is dead. He is dead. He got shot in cold blood, minding his own business. She came in his door and took his life. Go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, as they say in Monopoly.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
No disrespect. No
I hear
disrespect.
You. I hear you. And
that
I agree.
man's dead. He's dead.
Well, we're going to wrap it up for this edition of the Pajama Party Show. We thank you for your time and attention. And we'll be back again next Friday night. Thanks to DC Homegrown, our parent company, for taking care of the bills, keeping the lights on, etc., etc. We're going to take it from here and get on out. So this is Redwine saying bonsoir, good night, till next Friday night. We'll do it again next Friday. Say good night, Papa.
Good night, everybody.
Say good night, Ketel.
Good night.
All right, we're going to get up out of here, and we'll do it again next Friday night. Hope you'll be here with us. Peace.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of cheers.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Pajama Party,